let's take a look at how we can contribute to the notes component of this project. So before we get started, there are three ways you can contribute. First one is by directly uploading the notes. The second one is using the GitHub Web UI, and third one is using the VS Code browser text editor directly from the repository. So let's take a look at all three of these. So the first thing you want to do is fork this repository into your account, because this is a public but it's still under my account. You cannot contribute directly, but what you can do is you can fork this repository, create the changes in your own account, and then put a pull request where I'll merge it, and your contributions will appear in the main project. So first, you see the fork button on the top right corner. Just click on it. It's asking you to create a new fork under which account, so I'm just going to create it under the organization account of Codelands. The name and description, you can leave this all as is, or you can change it to whatever you wish. One thing I recommend is to uncheck the copy the main branch alone, because this will not take the client or the GH pages branch, and you will be unable to contribute to the website of this project. That's totally up to you. If you want to, while you want to contribute to the notes, then just let this be checked, but I recommend to keep it unchecked. So after just simple, click on create a fork, and yeah, so we forked this project successfully. You can see that the project is now in my account and it's showing forked from Kunal Keshan, right? So first step, we want to upload some notes, right? So I'll just show you what notes I have. So in my semester 4 folder, I have these analog electronic circuits notes that I want to contribute to the main project, right? So I'll just come to the main repo. I'm going to navigate to the fourth semester, and I'm just going to like drag and drop over here, right? So just drag and drop the folder. Right now I'm getting this error that there's too many files to upload. So what I'm going to do is just create a folder over here. So you can go add file, create new file, and just name analog electronic circuits, and it won't create a folder without having a file in it. So I'm just going to temporarily create a new file. Alright, so that's, and you can delete that later, but for now I'm going to upload the files individually from here, right? So let's go back. So I have this assignment folder, just drag and drop to upload, right? Just drag and drop. Cool. So now both the files uploaded. I just have to add a commit message. Just commit these. And let's take a look. If you can see the commit message is visible, and yeah, so the assignment folder here. Next, let's try and upload the books. Drag and drop. Yeah. So yeah, I'm getting one other error that the file is too big. It needs to be below 25 MB. Cool. So let's just take a look at the folder. I have two files that are over 1 lakh KB, right? So for now I'm just going to take these out of the folder and just upload this single book alone. Usually you will encounter a situation like this. It's okay if you don't have files that are smaller. We can always upload them to the drive. So just drag and drop the books. Yeah, even this is quite big, so let's just ignore it at this case. You don't have to upload the books right now because it's too big. You can forward these files to me through my email and I will upload them to the drive. So now let's move on. I have this lab notes, so let's just upload the lab notes right now. Yeah, you can just add a comment message while it gets uploaded. All right, so all the lab notes have been uploaded. Just commit these, wait for it, and all right. So the lab notes have been added. Let's take a look at it. And yeah, so the lab notes are here. I believe these other folders are comparatively less number of files. So it's not necessary you have to drag and drop to upload every time. You can just come to here, add files, click on upload files. Make sure you're in that specific folder that you want to upload the folders or files to. So I'm just going to select these folders over here and just drag and drop. Yeah. Cool. Let's just wait for it to upload. Cool. So let's just see fourth semester analog electronics. And yeah, so all the notes are here. Yeah, you can just delete the save file. You don't need it anymore. Yeah, so with this you've uploaded the notes for the AAC. It can be anything that you're uploading as well. So now let's just see how we can add this to the main project. So I'll just go over here. You can see this is my repo with this, and if I navigate to the fourth sim, and you see there's no AEC notes over here, right? But when we see in our fourth sim folder, it's there right over here. So we want these changes from your fork repository to reflect on the main project's repo. So what you can do is go back to code over here. You have this. First thing you want to do is sync this fork. So sometimes the main project might have some new changes that this fork repo might not have. So when you're trying to contribute, it might give some merge conflicts, and we want to avoid that as much as we can. And to avoid that, you want to stay in sync with the main project. So you just click on this, and right now we see, yeah, there's no updates, so we don't need to fetch anything. So just we can just come to contribute, and you can see it's showing open pull request. So let's click on it. You can see it. So you can it's trying to contribute from the main branch of our forked repo to the original project's main repo, right? So we can just put a title like added analog electric circuits notes. Yeah. So yeah, that's it. And you don't need to add much. Here you can see all the comments and files that you've added. So just create a pull request, and all you have to do is wait for it to be merged. So now I'll just go back to the main project and my repo. I'll go to pull request. You can see this is my under my account, so I have the option to approve these pull requests. So here is showing that added analog notes from Codeland steps, right? So I'll just open the pull request. I can see all the commits that have been made, and I can even check the files. But over here, since it's just PDFs and words and images, I won't have the option to view them directly. So here you can see all those changes that was added, right? So cool. So I'm not going to look at them in depth, but when it is an external contribution, that time I will be checking them properly. Right, so now that's it. So all I have to do is merge pull request and confirm. And yeah, so now let's just take a look at the project again. Go to fourth semester, and you see now the analog electronics notes are here with the latest commit where we just deleted the A file, right? So even if we check from the other account, I'm just going to refresh, and you see the analog electronics notes are there. So yeah, this was the first method of contributing to the notes project, where you upload notes that you think can add value, right? So it wasn't that tough. To summarize it, all you have to do is fork the repo. Then you have to go to the specific file, upload the folder or files that you want to contribute to. Make sure that they are less than 25 MB and you're not uploading too many files at a time. And after you do that, uh, come back to the code. Make sure you're in sync with the main project. Always do that. And after that, just click on contribute. The contribute will open a pull request to the main repository in my account, and just put a title and a small description about what you are contributing, and from my end I will approve the merge request when everything is all right. Cool. The second way you can contribute to the notes project is by using the GitHub Web UI. So you can see I've already have the fork repo open over here, and why do you want to use the web UI? Because say you want to contribute to the documentation of this project, like the readme in the main or any readme inside the uh, semester folders, like just change it. You can use the GitHub Web UI or the Visual Code browser editor, which we'll take a look in a moment. So first, let's just see how we can edit this. So you remember we just uploaded the fourth semester notes a while back, and I want to add those download link for that particular semester 4 over here. So what we can do is just come over here, click on this edit button over here. You can see it's open up the editor right now, and all I need to do is put the link down. So right here, so you can see I have to update the download link from coming soon to the actual link over here. So I'm using downgit over in this case. So down, yeah, that's it. So what downgit does is it takes the folder link from the GitHub and allows you to download only that specific folder from that repository, because by default GitHub clones the entire repository and you don't want to do that. As I mentioned before, it's a really large repository and you want to avoid doing that as much as possible. So yeah, so I need to download the fourth sem. So all of it technically follows the same name, but if it's a specific folder you want to download, you can just put the link over here and create a download link. We'll take a look at this later as well. So for now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy this, and instead of 3 I'm just going to put 4. And yeah, so I've added the fourth sem download link. Maybe I can even scroll a little bit down, saying right. So yeah, I can just remove this update over here telling that the notes will be out, because right now they are released. Even these links need to be updated, so I will do that in a while, or any of you can feel free to do that as well. Yeah, so we'll just put when it comes in added sem4 download link. Cool. So once this is done, just comment your changes. Same step as we did for uploading the notes. Right, so you've committed your changes, and let's just scroll down and see, and you can see the fourth sem here. Let's just take a look. Yeah, so it's downloading all the files that we require. Cool. So now let's just contribute our changes same way like we did before. So first step, remember, sync your repository to the main project. So just click on this sync fork button, and yeah, so there are some updates from the actual project. So let's just click on update. Yeah, and right now we are our project is updated with the main one. So after that, we can just put contribute, open pull request. And let's add a title. So added was semester 4 download link in readme.md main. Yeah. Let's create pull request. Yeah, so the pull request is now open. What I can do is just go back to my account, go back to pull request, and you see the pull request is over here again. Come back, and yeah, the two same comments. You've added a link and you've made sure that you're in upstream with the main project. I can even check the files that you edited over here. Yep, so the download link is right here where we just added it, and I can just approve these changes, put a comment, all good. And after everything is checked, I can just like approve the merge, and yeah. So this was the second way of contributing in just 3 simple steps. Suppose it, let's just walk over it again. You have the, you want to update some documentation, you can update it directly from the GitHub Web UI by simply clicking on the edit button that is present on every file. After that, you want to make sure your code is in upstream with the main project, and the next step is to put a pull request to the main project. The third way to contribute is by using the Visual Studio browser editor. In this case also, you might want to update some documentation like the readme over here, or especially inside a semester folder. Like for example, over here I want to add those subject names and subject codes, right? So in that case, you might want to use the Visual Code browser editor as well, but you can also use the GitHub Web UI. But we'll just take a look at how we can use the Visual Code over here. So all you have to do is just click the period button on your keyboard, period, or even the full stop. So just click on it. You can see it will open up the Alright, so we have the repo open in our browser editor. So say you want to update the readme for the fourth sem, right? We wanted to add those links and stuff. So I have the, for now I'll just add for one subject. So say I want to add for linear integrated circuits. So I just have the subject code. Yeah, and these are the changes that I want to make for now. And yeah, so you can see it's modified. I can just come to source control here. You can either click on this over here, or you can just click on Control Shift G to come over here. I'll just go back, Control Shift G to open that up. Stage the changes. Just put adding subject information for fourth sem. Yeah, and just commit these. Cool. So let's just go back. Go to the repository. Make sure, now we want to add those changes back, right? So make sure you're in up to date to the main branch. So we'll sync the fork and then contribute to open a pull request. We'll just put the same title, adding subject information for fourth sem. Yeah, you can see these were the changes that we made. So create pull request, and yes, so the pull request is open now. We just go back over here to the main account. We can see the pull request right over here. Usually this part you won't be able to do it. When you put a pull request, I can access it and see whether I can approve it or not. So here you can see yeah, so you've added the subject information for fourth sem. Let's take a look at what has been added. Yep, so all good. Put as viewed. And approve. After everything is approved, I'm just going to merge the changes. And merge pull request. Cool. So those were the 3 ways of contributing to the notes of this project. To summarize, first way, if you want to upload notes, you have to fork the repository. Go to the specific folder you want to upload to, drag and drop. Make sure that it's not over 25 MB or it's not over 100 files or something, and then put a commit message of what you're uploading. Make sure to run upstream with the main branch and put a pull request. The second way of contributing is by using the GitHub UI. You want to make some changes to the README files or in the contributing files. You can use the GitHub Web UI to directly make those changes, commit, make sure to update, put a pull request. The third way is using the Visual Code browser editor. In this case also you want to make some changes to the documentation part. So you just press the period or the full stop button in your keyboard. It will open up the browser editor. Make the specific changes right there. Open source control by either navigating to it on your sidebar or just clicking on Ctrl Shift G. Finally, commit those. Make sure to upstream, put the pull request, and wait for it to be approved. So yeah, so these were the 3 ways of contributing to the notes.